Now, sports with Garrett Brown.
Welcome back to the Sports Desk. Maverick men's and women's soccer both came in today looking to extend their playoff runs by handling business in their conference tournaments. Let's start off with the women's team in their quarterfinal matchup against MSU Denver, a 4-5 seeded matchup where the Mavs came out on top. Mavs took the early lead on a goal by their first team all-conference duo when Carly Dare got the ball, the Fruto alum Carly Dare, got the ball to Soveline Randell, who connected on a shot to the left side of the goal. Mavs got 2 more goals out of Correa and Wells as well and held off a late Metro charge when Metro cut the lead to just 1 in the 89th minute, but the Mavs hold on and advance at a final of 3-2. Taking a look at the rest of the bracket, the Mavs will not be playing the regular season champs in the second round like was likely predicted. Number 1 seeded UCCS. They were upset in the first round by the 8 seed Westminster, so the Mavs will host Westminster coming this Wednesday. No craziness though in the rest of the bracket with all 3 of the higher seeded teams winning. The favorites with CMU, Regis, and Colorado Mines all advancing through their quarterfinal matchups. Mines and Regis will play in Golden Wednesday as well. The winner of the matchup between Mines and Regis and Westminster and Colorado Mesa will advance to the conference championship game. Mavs women's soccer also picked up some accomplishments off the pitch as well to punctuate this program's historic season. The team now boasts 6 players on the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference all-conference team, including 3 selections to the first team All-RMAC, the most for a Mavs team since 1999. For Soveline Randell, midfielder Abby Fotheringham, and defender Carly Dare each earned first team All-RMAC distinction, a career first for all 3 of them. The men's team, meanwhile, they fell earlier today in a matchup with the CSU Pueblo team that had allowed the least goals in the conference. The Mavs, like so many teams before them, couldn't quite crack that Thunderwolves defense, getting shut out in a 1-0 loss. Now the Mavs' postseason future is kind of up in the air with the loss. The Mavs were listed as the last team in the field in this past week's NCAA regional rankings. So they no longer control their own destiny and will need some help from other teams in their conference tournaments to potentially lose to get into the NCAA tournament. CMU women's basketball, meanwhile, they're continuing their strong start of the season at the Canadian Tip-Off Classic that's up in British Columbia. Today they took on Alaska Fairbanks, the Nanooks, which is just a fantastic mascot, but that wouldn't help them much against Mavs sophomore forward Olivia Reed, who led the way for the Mavericks in the win with a career-high 30 points and grabbed 16 rebounds as well. That's just 2 less than her career-high 4 rebounds. Mavs return stateside and to Grand Junction for the next matchup, opening up Bronson Arena, taking on West Texas A&M on Friday. And sticking with basketball, but in the NBA, the Nuggets just hit their first big snag of their title defense season. Their star point guard Jamal Murray suffered a hamstring injury during last night's 123-101 victory over the Chicago Bulls. Murray was actually listed as questionable ahead of the matchup with the Bulls, and he only played about 10 minutes before leaving the game with that injury. Murray has already been ruled out of Monday's contest with the New Orleans Pelicans by the Nuggets. The Nuggets are currently 6-1 on their season. After that matchup with the Pelicans, the Nuggets hit the road to take on Golden State and Houston. That'll do it for your look at sports. We'll be right back.